Welcome to The Pitch. Now, two budding entrepreneurs will get just 90 seconds, a sliver of time, to win over a tough panel of capitalists and startup experts. If the panel likes the idea, they'll connect our dreamers with some of the best business minds around to help them take that notion to the next level. We're talking about turbo networking. There is a catch. They could hate them both and send them on their way. Here's The Pitch.
My name is Peter Smith. My company is Steep Building System, and we will change how the world builds.
Hi, I'm Joel Paglioni, CEO and founder of Magnetai, the world's first reversible magnetic necktie.
Hi there, welcome to our show. You've caught a glimpse already of our entrepreneurs. Let's tell you about the folks they have to win over today. To my left, Sarah Prevett, CEO of Sprouter. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Sprouter, remind us what it does and tell us what's new in your world.
Sure. So Sprouter is an online network for entrepreneurs to get advice from other seasoned entrepreneurs and investors. But we just recently launched a new publication helping profile emerging tech trends around the world called BetaKit. So now, not only can we help entrepreneurs in their business, we can also help profile them to a global audience.
Oh, I see. So potential investors?
Yeah, potential investors, potential partners, but also, potential customers.
Nice. We have the man himself, Ellis Jacobs, CEO of Cineplex. Great to see you again. It's been too long. This is your big season, summer blockbusters.
Yeah, we've got the Dark Knight opening on Thursday at midnight, and we've already pre-sold about $1.5 million worth of tickets, so we expect it to be a real big one for us.
That last one was so dark. I mean, gothic. Do people just lap it up?
Yeah, you should see what happens at midnight at the Scotiabank Theatre when people line up to see the Ultra AVX, the IMAX, and all of our other screens.
You get quite a crowd down there, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when I like to go down there with the crowds.
I'll have to try that. And we also have one of our seasoned veterans, Philip Brown of Brown's Dining Solutions. Great to see you.
Good to see you, Andrew.
You just did a big acquisition. You took over a company with more than $10 million in revenue.
We did. Been working on that for a while now. And Brown's, as I've mentioned before, is on a roll-up strategy in Canada in the dining and nutritional services space. It's a mature sector, Andy, so you have to be acquiring companies or you're not going to make it. Canada Catering Company is a new acquisition founded in the 40s. Great family business. The synergies between us are excellent. Culturally, a perfect fit. Really nice people. Very excited about it. And it takes us on a run rate of about $70 million now in sales. So I mentioned trying to get to $100 million by 2013, so I've still got some work to do.
You're on track, though, you think?
I believe we are. We've got some good things in the pipeline, and if we keep on trend, we should be in good shape.
Ellis, tell us, you hear pitches, people come to you all the time with ideas, I know. They'd like to plug into the Cineplex juggernaut. What do you need to hear in a pitch?
At the end of the day, what you're most interested in is what value is it for the customer or the guest that you're creating that product for, and not too different than building theaters in small towns where I personally started, and saying to the audiences out there, we want you to see movies in a different way, and that's what I would expect to get from any of the pitches that we receive.
And apart from the product, the movies, which are obviously the core, the quality of the films, what keeps people coming back to a movie theater?
I think it's the experience, being a social experience, introducing new formats like Ultra AVX, D-Box. We've got VIP cinemas now that are doing absolutely amazing, where you can get a drink at your seat and food with it. So all of those things really add to the overall experience for the guest.
And some of the movie houses you're banning, or some of the cinemas, you're banning the kids. No kids?
No, those are just in VIPs.
Oh, VIP.
Alcohol and kids don't mix.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sarah, what do you need to hear in a pitch?
Well, I think it's really important to really emphasize the market size and how big the opportunity is, and too many pitches fail to do that.
Just a market opportunity. Will it be possible to sell this thing?
Absolutely, and how scalable is it? If your idea is really focused in niche, you need to really reevaluate and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to meet our first entrepreneur. He says his building system, and this guy is looking at the big picture, he says his building system will be the greenest in North America. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back with The Pitch.
Language actually opens a door to the culture.
J'aime quand je rêve en français.
It adds depth and breadth to our understanding of the world around us. To be able to communicate with people outside of the culture that you were raised is a wonderful experience.
I'll have a parent that's trying to communicate with me, and then I'll say, yo puedo entender español, and then they almost look alleviated.
When you push the brain, it starts making connections in new and different ways.
You're cognitively stronger.
When you're able to talk in someone else's language, it actually reaches the heart better.
Now I can tell my wife, je t'aimerai à la fin de ma vie.
It's nothing better than for my granddaughter to say, Te amo, tita.
I don't feel like a tourist.
I can hear and I can connect.
It's the difference between functioning and non-functioning.
Rosetta Stone is, in my opinion, the ultimate method, the only method there is to learn a language.
Our first entrepreneur is Peter Smith, President, Steep Building Systems. Welcome to the show. You have 90 seconds. Take it away.
Thank you. My company is Steep Building Systems. We have a very low-tech product with very high-tech margins. Basically, Steep supplies to the construction market a panelized structural and non-structural low-cost building envelope system, which is simply the most energy efficient in the marketplace today. We have three key benefits to builders. We increase the speed of construction by 80%. We increase the building envelope efficiency, or your R values, by 50%. And we decrease the cost of the products we're associated with by about 50%. We save the average residential home builder about $40,000 a unit. We save the commercial builder about $15 to $20 per square foot of wall. Our target market initially is going to be to large 750 plus developers per year. When you look at that, what we allow them to do is control their own supply chain, decrease their labor, decrease their financial costs, and at the same time, to their end users, they're getting a builder whose R value is superior, but also mold and mildew cannot grow in it. We started selling this 12 weeks ago out of the back of a pickup, literally, taking the panels out. We now have a national retail distribution agreement, and we have our first major development of 314 acres. That is my pitch.
Short and sweet, very precise, Sarah.
Well, I guess I don't know very much about the construction industry, so how big is this market?
This market in Canada is $70 billion a year.
Just in Canada?
Just in Canada.
And who are you competing against?
We are competing against, let's talk residential first. Okay. Residential, there's two things we compete with. One is concrete forming, okay? Your concrete forms are R14, form one side, form the other, pour your concrete, put in your rebar, let it harden, take it out. Now you've got to stick frame that building, you've got to add an R14 insulation to it. Our system basically is R44. It's installed in one day, ready for drywall, ready for exterior coating. Your next is your structural stick frame wall. We're competing with wood. Here's the bottom line. Wood's been being used for 70 years. We haven't changed anything. We've been building with wood 70 years. Our R values in the buildings that we produce are about 6 times greater than what your current R values in your standard homes. We build so much faster. Our product, your cost is in material, which is superior, as opposed to a typical stick-built home where the cost is in labor.
Alice.
Question for you, Peter. We build a lot of theaters across Canada, and we use prefab concrete, and we put them up pretty quickly like a Meccano set. What does this product do, and could we use this product?
I had my first theater, architect phoned me about a theater the other day. Yes, you're using tilt-up right now. We can do that as well.
But what are the advantages?
The advantages probably is what your STC rating is. First, from an energy point of view, we're far greater. But for your sound transmission coefficient, as far as how much sound is in that arena, that's what we're looking at with the architect right now.
And as far as outlets to sell your product, where are you currently looking at marketing it?
Well, right now, I'm bringing my product up from my plants in the States. We're looking to launch our first one in Canada, which will be in Niagara Falls. Our model is different. I don't build a plant until I have enough volume to justify it. And that has already happened now, obviously, so we're looking to build our first plant probably within the next 4 months.
Why Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls? Long story short, they have the greatest mayor in Canada, and when I was having issues, within 30 seconds he said to me, Pete, I will look after that if you build your plant here, and I'll tell you what, I'm a man of my word, they were people of their words, that's where it's going. Plus the fact it's right near the U.S. border, and I can get shipping out for my international sales.
Peter, a lot of sizzle on this steak, so let's talk about some of the barriers to entry. Why are you special? What would slow a competitor from coming in and eating some of your lunch here?
Great question. The key to this system is not the system itself, it's how the system's made. There are only 16 machines in the world right now, and
Who owns the patent on those machines?
A company called Ravda and Prestec.
Okay, and what's your relationship with them that would block others from getting hold of the machinery? And
I have an agreement with the 83-year-old owner of Ravda, and I work with his son all the time.
Okay, so you've got legacy relationship, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it papered?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's important too. Just talk a little bit about your traction. I didn't realize you're coming up from the U.S. What sort of numbers can you throw us and tell us how you're growing, I should say?
This product's been used in 8,000 projects in 27 countries worldwide.
Okay.
Here's the bottom line. The inventor of the machine ran the company for 20 years, sold the company to a holding company, was going to take it international. They didn't. He's got it back. I'm involved in it now. And the U.S. economy isn't the greatest to start launching things in.
Right.
The Canadian construction market is ready for something like this.
If I may, Andy, I get your product, and I certainly would want to know more about it. From a scalability perspective, sounds like you can tell me a little bit about scalability from the panelization point of view, small up and up.
As far as scaling the company?
No, the product itself. Well, in other words, you can build panels that are X thick, X tall, X wide. What's the range of panels?
Okay, here's the range is we can build these panels as thick as an R value is required on them, from 3.5 inches to 7.5 inches. Right now we go 12 feet as far as our maximum height. We do, though, do infill, and infill is non-structural on red steel buildings where you see concrete and red steel. We are developing right now, if you ask about a theater or a big box store, we have done it. We stagger the panels. We're able to do it. I'm looking at doing a 26-foot panel right now so that I can basically do 2 stories of a house, put the floor down in one day.
We're out of time. We've only got 15 seconds. You have you down here that you're looking for $6 million to build this plant.
Yes.
But you say you may have the money sewn up. You're really looking for a strategic partner. Is that right,
I need a
Peter?
strategic partner. Two things. In developed country, this product's a game changer. In undeveloped countries, this product's a lifesaver. I need the right investor who understands that, can ramp it up with me, because the goal here, yes, it's to make money in developed countries, but it's really to help undeveloped countries in being able to give them a safe building environment.
Got to leave it there. You caught the panel's imagination. You'll be coming back for the big decision. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you.
That is Peter Smith. He's the president of Steep Building Systems. Right after this, we're going to have Joel Paglione. He's revolutionizing the necktie. The pitch returns after this.
Join the revolution in online trading at Virtual Brokers. Trade stocks as low as 99 cents with no ECN or exchange fees for any asset or activity level. Trade a selection of ETFs for free. Master the market with Virtual Brokers' professional feature-rich trading platform and powerful research tools. Trade stocks as low as 99 cents. Switch now and get 150 free trades. Virtual Brokers, high-end service without the high-end fees.
Did we read your mind? Depends. Did your mind say, I wish somebody would build a fuel-efficient mid-size SUV that has things like an available panoramic sunroof, navigation system, third-row seating, and 276 horsepower? If so, then yes. Yes, we did read your mind. The 2013 Kia Sorento.
Investors, just like golfers, know they need to first assess the landscape. And regardless of the conditions, have the right tools at hand to achieve the best results. That's why Horizons Exchange-Traded Funds built one of the largest families of ETFs in Canada. So whether you're looking to generate income, diversify your portfolio, or save on fees, we have ETF solutions for every investor.
Liquidity continues to fuel the market.
This stock is a short. It's going down.
Dow 13,000, NASDAQ 3,000, they're just numbers.
Where do you stand? Join the debate on Market Sense. Weekdays, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific.
We just heard from our first entrepreneur, Peter Smith, president of Steep Building Systems. Let's hear from the competition. Our second contender is Joel Paglione. He's CEO and founder of Magnetai Neckties. 90 seconds. Take it away, Joel.
Thank you, Andrew. I'm so excited to show you my product here today. I'm introducing to you guys for the first time the world's first practical reversible magnetic necktie. A common problem with standard neckties for men is that once you tie the necktie, there's not enough length in the tail to put the tail in the necktie loop, which sits center of the back of the necktie. That's why many men use tie clips or damaging tie pins to clip that tail behind the tie. The Magnetai needs neither of these. The Magnetai doesn't even need a tie loop on the rear of the tie at all. Introducing the world's first practical reversible magnetic necktie and standard magnetic neckties. The Magnetai is just like any other necktie, except that it has two very powerful freely moving magnets inside, one on the tail and one on the front, so that it allows you to universally retain the necktie tail in place behind the tie every time, regardless of the amount of necktie tail remaining after tying. A big knot, or if you're like Peter, my contestant, if you're a very tall person, a lot of times once you tie the tie, there's not enough length there. For years, people have been trying to solve this problem, and we feel like we've got the ultimate solution. For example, Andrew, have you ever been going onto the air and spill something on your tie?
Oh, yeah.
You step out, flip your tie, you've got a new necktie, and you're ready for that pitch. If you're traveling for a business trip and you need to take 6 neckties, only travel with 3 magneties and you're ready for the same trip. If you ever arrive at an event wearing the same necktie as your father-in-law or your boss, how embarrassing is that? Simply step out, flip your tie, and you're ready to stand out at that event.
I think we're out of time, but I always check with my father-in-law before we go anywhere. But anyway, Joel, thanks very much indeed. Sarah.
Well, this isn't a problem I have much of the time. But, you know, I guess my big question is, who's using these kind of ties? Like, it seems to me that most of the people I know, you know, are buying expensive ties, and this, what does this retail for?
$39.99. Now that we're entering into the market at $39.99, I think it's important because it's reinventing the necktie that I want to break in at a point where, a price point where I can get a lot of people buying it, get the word out. We need to get the word out on this necktie. I really feel that this is going to revolutionize the necktie industry if we can get it out.
So who is your target market then?
I think the target market is every single person in the world who wears a necktie, who would like to have an ultimate solution, who's constantly wearing tie pins and tie clips, and who's a business traveler who's constantly on the road, who wants half their wardrobe, half the amount of ties to bring on that next business trip. This tie, remember, I've got a provisional patent on this with the USPTO. And so I can license this into the standard tie manufacturing companies. We can retail this. It's something that I think is worldwide. It doesn't have any boundaries in my mind.
Ellis.
Question is, have you made any sales as yet, or is this a product that's just being launched?
I launched 60 days ago. Within the first 50 days, I had 1,500 hits on our YouTube video on our website at www.themagnetai.com. And it's really growing. Word of mouth is really spreading the reinvention of the necktie. To date, we've sold $1,000 worth of ties to family and friends, all through word of mouth. But that's why I'm here in front of you here today. I want to get the word out. I need some investors' funding to be able to go out and market this and advertise it properly and get into every retailer in Canada, USA, and globally.
Is there anything you can do for those young men whose pants are falling down and get them to haul them up and maybe have Magna pants?
I'll work on that.
Would that work? Because there's a lot of trouble with that out there.
I'll work on that.
If you can fix that, that's a world beater. I get concerned around re-educating the dining public, re-educating the fashion, reinventing the necktie. Now I see you have Chicago in here as your place of business.
Yeah.
Explain us the U.S.-Canada link.
I am a Canadian citizen.
Okay.
I moved to Chicago about 1.5 years ago for work. And that's where I'm currently at. But this is a company that's online and really has no boundaries. I can be wherever I need to be. But just for purposes of the fact that I'm in Chicago working at my
Let's talk a little bit about barrier to entry. You say you have a provisional patent. What's in the way of someone else doing it slightly different?
That patent is very wide in terms of how we describe the invention. And so we feel that we've got a lot of protection around the way that we worded that patent. You know, our point is that we want to get out in the market quickly and really impact that market so that Magnetai becomes a category of itself.
And one more question, Andy. Who do you see truly as your target market? You're saying every tie in the world, but truly, who do you see as your initial core target market?
I think that the demographic would be 25 years of age, new business person, to 45 years of age. I think that market where people are looking for an alternative to a cheap necktie or an expensive necktie.
Quickly, if you could pick the perfect retailer in Canada to pick up your product right now, who would it be?
The Bay.
The Bay.
Good question. Yeah, that places it for us. You're offering 10% of the company for $20,000.
That's correct, yeah.
And so so you're valuing the whole business at $200,000.
Yeah, I am.
So you're being fairly conservative.
I'm trying to be, yes. I think the key is that I needed $20,000 generally to start off with a lot of marketing advertisement, get some in more inventory, and then launch my standard magnetic necktie, which is not a reversible version of this tie. So.
One more question?
Very. We've only got 10 seconds.
Get in there. No.
Well, yeah, my biggest question is who have you approached for retailers and how successful have you been?
Online retailers today, the dappertie.com is going to be carrying our products next week. On my website at themagnetie.com, and we've got bloggers and folks that we are approaching, and they're very interested in talking about it, getting the word out.
There we have it. There's the pitch for Magnetie neckties. Coming up, it's decision time. Both of our entrepreneurs stand before the panel, ready to hear which business idea won the judges over or not. The pitch will be right back.
Before I switched my team to Rogers, getting through to our communications provider wasn't easy.
Your call is important to us. Your estimated wait time is 15 minutes.
Only Rogers has Live Agent, so I can speak to a small business specialist right away. By phone, in store, or online.
Hi, this is Dave, your Rogers Small Business Specialist.
Get back to business faster with Rogers Live Agent. Switch today and stay connected with Rogers Small Business Share Plan.
Let me show you the amazing new Sorten Bank. I pour the coins into the Sorten Bank, give it a shake, and presto, all the coins are sorted into their 5 individual denominations. There's all your loonies, quarters, nickels, pennies, and dimes. I'd like you to see that again. Dump coins into the Sorten Bank, give it a shake, and almost instantly the coins are sorted. That's how quick and easy it is. Every home can use one, and businesses too. The Sorten Bank is precision crafted and beautifully designed. Buy one for yourself or for a friend. It makes a great gift.
The Sorten Bank is the world's fastest coin sorter and is available at Staples in stores across Canada.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Bell. Switch to amazing Bell TV. One phone call and get set up as early as tomorrow. Bell, switching just got better.
It's a vintage show. Our panel heard 2 very different pitches. Here's a recap. First entrepreneur, Peter Smith of Steep Building Systems.
We save the average residential home builder about $40,000 a unit. We save the commercial builder about $15 to $20 per square foot of wall.
And then we heard from Joel Paglione, CEO and founder Magnetie Neckties.
I'm introducing to you guys for the first time the world's first practical reversible magnetic necktie.
Over to the panel. Sarah, would you put money into Steep Building Systems?
Well, it's definitely interesting, and it sounds like a big market. I guess, my last lingering question is, how long do you think it's going to be until you're profitable?
Yesterday.
Already?
Yes.
So the answer is yes.
You're interested? You're interested?
I'm interested. I think it's great.
Ellis?
I would be cautious about it, but I think it sounds like a great product, and I'd look to see how successful it's been before I would say I'd want to go wide with it, like across the world.
Why would you be cautious?
Because, you have to be careful when cracks develop on the outside of buildings, all of those kinds of things that you don't know about when you start installing them. And having built a lot of theaters with, concrete walls, you look at this product and say, how will this product stand up compared to, the products we use today, temperature-wise and all of the different attributes that you have.
Especially if you're putting something in Edmonton or something, you're going to be getting big temperature swings.
You got to be really careful. And then there's the issue of sound, there's the issue of, the heat coming through the panel, those kinds of things that we'd have to deal with.
Philip?
Andy, I really like Peter, and I really like I like a lot of the things you talked about tonight. One thing I particularly like is this 87-year-old gentleman. The type of legacy knowledge would be where I'd want to drill down into and understand if that really gives you the depth that you appear to have, and I'd certainly want to continue the conversation. It's an amazing concept in an enormous market that is global, and so yeah, I'm very interested.
Peter, you're not one to hold back. Anything useful there?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all your concerns, I can't address at a time. We've handled them all.
Yeah, that's what I want to find out.
Good stuff. Would you put money into Magnetai?
Okay, I really hate saying no, but I just don't see that this is a real problem. You know, I don't hear a lot of people complaining about their neckties not fitting into the back, and I see a lot of people turning away from neckties at this point. You know, a lot of workplaces have gone really casual, so at this point for me it would be a no.
Ellis?
I look at it as a novelty item, and I love the reversible side of it, the actual...
Which could be useful.
Yeah, it could be useful. I mean, I've been in situations where you mess up your tie, and if you could reverse it, or you're in a place where you've got the same tie on as somebody else, it kind of would come in handy. But would I have a whole closet full of these ties? Probably not.
Philip?
Well, Joe, I like you, and I like your pitch, and what I would offer is some mentorship time. Further conversation to listen to more about your business model. I don't see a big business here yet, so I'd be encouraging you to get some traction, which we could talk about, and whether it's friends and family. You may not like the idea of trade shows, but smaller retailers to really, before you try blow the top off, prove that there's a business here. I'm a bit with Sarah. Some business people, the struggle of the tie is part of the struggle of the tie. It's maybe they don't want to give it up, I'm not sure, but whether you can revolutionize the use of ties or not remains to be seen, but I'd be happy to talk to you a bit further.
It's interesting. It is a ritual item of clothing, so people are very conservative about it.
That's correct, yeah. That's generally what my feedback has been, but we feel like we're honoring the traditions of yesterday by bringing the necktie into the future, and I appreciate your feedback, and we'll continue rocking and rolling.
What's next up for you? What's the next big milestone, Joe?
Next up is to approach buyers and get into Nordstrom's, Macy's, The Bay, Moores, and approach those companies with our product now that we've got our product to approach them with.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. To both of our entrepreneurs, Joel and Peter, amazing products, and it wasn't selling ads for an app on Facebook or something. Nice change. Anyway, Sarah, Ellis, and Philip, thanks so much for joining us.
Great show.
It was a great show, rockin' show, great pitches. We're out of time on the pitch. If you have a business idea, the pitch at bnn.ca is where to send your idea. We would love to hear from you. We'll be back at the same time next week.
Join the revolution.